Good morning, everyone. Once again, our parents, grandparents, our founder, Navin, teachers, children, all of you children. Good morning. Hi, guys. Busy. Some are busy, some are crying. Yeah, we will keep them as long as we could, and then after the event, we will send them back to you, and they are your responsibility. So I would like to thank, God first for having us gathering here early morning on a Saturday, and I'm sure it was difficult for quite a few to give up on your Friday night, but trust me, I'm giving you a Saturday night so you can chill. Before we kickstart our sports event, I want to ask one question to you. When I say sports day, what comes to your mind? If anyone can share one word, one line.
If it comes to children, then lemon and spoon.
Okay. And medals, yes, good one.
Actually, hot sun.
That
is the main.
Yeah, that's why we didn't miss that today. So when it comes to sports day, I know all medals, trophies, hot sun, all of it. But when it comes to sports day for early years, right? It's not about competing or winning. Especially for early years, it's all about learning who they are and identify themselves. So when we want to host sports event, we just asked one question to ourselves, right? We asked, okay, when our little squads go back home from a hot sun, an event like this, what will they believe when they go back home, right? We don't want them to cry that I didn't get a gift and somebody else got, and we don't want them to give the feel of failure right now. So we made a conscious decision to give trophies for all of our children, but at the same time we don't want to do like சும்மா எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுத்துடலாம், they are only 3-year-old, 4-year-old அப்படினு we don't want to do it. So our teachers here are very talented and skillful. Most of you would know that we assess our children with their cognitive skills, social emotional behavior, and we even have a presentation for all of your child from week 1 and until today. That is something that we will give it to you by end of the year. So that is something that you can use it for their wedding to embrace them, right? So it's not just that. Today they've observed the physical development of each of the children, and then they identify the unique talent in them. So when our squads go from sports day today, it's not chumma gift, or it's not they didn't get a gift. They understand what they are really good at, right? And we kind of want to tell them. So it's more than the trophies, it's the language what we speak to the children. I know you see a lot of trophies here. That's mainly for the parents, because I know as a parent, we want our children to hold something and take those pictures, share with our family. So these are basically for you. And the language, the kind of description that our teachers tell our children is what we want to give our children. And being an entrepreneur, I 100% believe in branding. So when I say branding, it's not about giving hype to yourself, right? It's about the values that you believe in. It's about the identity. So what values you believe in, you need to voice that out and you need to live by it. So right now here, I'm not talking about the branding for me or squad, but I'm talking about the branding for each of the children at squad. Because when I say branding, like I said, branding is identity. So we want them to know who they really are, right? So when they play in the school, and when our teachers notice one of the child is very good in running, right? We just don't go and say good job. Our teachers will say, hey, you are very confident in running, right? If somebody is a good jumper, we go and say you have high skills in jumping. And there might be another kid who might not be a good runner, might not be a good jumper, but he or she would have heights of patience and focus to complete the job, right? So we speak about the good skills that they have, and that's the story that they're gonna remember, forever. So that's why here, if you see on your left, we have your children dressed up as Indian sports team. So that is highly intentional. And thanks to Navin for his tech, tricks to bring that AI image. Then we try to keep it as similar as possible with the faces. That is again very intentional. I would request all of you to take photographs behind that. That is like our photo booth. You know why we did that? So when our children and us see themselves dressed up as a part of an Indian team, they start believing that it is possible. They start believing that they can be there one day. It's not it's not in too much of height for them to reach. So we've been told about dream big and reach for the stars. So I've been told that, and I didn't know what is dream big until I really met Navin, and that's why I'm here quitting my IT job and doing entrepreneurship. So I thought dreaming big comes with the restriction of my father's financial situation, comes within my insecurities. I dream within the regional boundaries because I'm comfortable with language. I'm comfortable with only these people. So, but then for our children, they shouldn't be dreaming with limits. The dream has to be like, it has to scare us. That's the real dream. So by this picture and by you cherishing that and by the children just observing that, they know that anything is possible if they put their heart and soul in it. And you would have received one customized card. So even that is very intentional. So if you could put it in the fridge or in the cupboard, whenever your child gonna walk past that and sees it every time, it's gonna remind them, right, I will be there one day, right? And the school saw me for what I am. So that is the branding, that is the identity that we want to give to each and every child. And today's chief guest, who will be arriving shortly, again, he is also one of the inspired kid. He's 13 years old, but he's won lot of international and Indian medals. So we want someone like him for our children, and especially as parents, to witness and get inspired and see how we can, nurture our kids. That would be it. So at the end, I would like to finish it with one thing, right? Today, it's not about trophies, like Safrina ma'am said, or I've been telling from the beginning. It's not about winning or losing, not just today, right? Even our kids are 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old. It is not about winning or losing. As parents and educators, we need to be conscious in the language that we use them, because that is the branding, they're gonna get us their identity. So let's be conscious on the language that we use, and we're gonna have one family game for you that would involve mom, dad and the kid. That is again very, very intentional. The reason being, we want the children to witness the parents are there to support me. And why we are doing it here is because we want them to know Amma and Papa are playing in my school with my educators, and that gives them a feel of community, right? And that was the reason that we've been hosting Mom's Club, Dad Squad. So when children know the educators and the parents are a community, that gives them a lot of support and courage. So with that said, imagine our children are confident at 3 years old, and how would they be when they become 30-year-old? And that's what we are working towards at Squad for each and every child. So thank you again, once again, for gathering here.